I'm going to be reading a poem I wrote based on Vuillard's Repast in the Garden. I looked at a lot of the Bonnards and Vuillards in the collection. It's an extraordinary collection. And I was tempted by many of the Vuillards. There's something about the sense of the shut-in interior and its relationship to the exterior world, which is felt very redolent with a kind of emotion that we experienced not just during the pandemic, but during this moment in history in which inwardness and outwardness are in a fraught relationship with each other. One of the things that interested me in this painting has to do with the fact that it's an exterior scene that still has some characteristics of an interior scene. And as a result, you feel this enormous tension between what interiority and what exteriority are, the landscape of history and the landscape of personal history. Of course, the painting is called Repast in the Garden, which is clear. It's in translation from the French. I didn't look it up, but I assume it's repas, which is just a casual way of saying meal in French. But when you get to the word repast in English, it immediately has a slightly sacramental, a slightly formal tinge to it. It also has the word past in it, obviously, just lingering there to be picked up and experienced and used. One of the things about it being situated in 1898 made me look at the child in the painting. The painting is wonderfully abstract as well as legible and representational, and as a result, the gestures of the child are slightly they're not blurred, but they could be interpreted a few different ways. And I began to imagine what age that child would be at the beginning of the First World War. I saw this courtyard scene in a town very much affected by the ways in which the century of wars barreled through so much of Europe, France in particular in this instance. And so the ways in which paintings live both on the walls and in their moment and in the history of art's moment, but they also live in our history. This painting started to be redolent for me with that feeling that we all, many of us at least, experience now of what will the world be like when our child is an adult, and when, what world will there be for our children to live in, and what will it be like for them to survive. And I looked at this child in this moment with its parents, one assumes, in this late summer, perhaps turning late blossom fall moment, the sun late in the day going down, a late lunch and early repast in the evening. And I began to imagine what it would be like when this house was in the grip of the first of the world wars. In the same way that I look at my own grandchild and wonder what the world will be like. So this is called Before. The title runs into the first line, so I will read it continuously. Before it came, before the turn in the cherished wind, what we called history, the turn towards, all of it more and more towards. What is it that is coming, must come, unfathomable, unbreakable? You want it so, your future, no, the future, so badly. You stand on the threshold of your century as on a high parapet, brush in hand, a ladder wrinkling the air as it rises, a kind of singing, rung by rung. All of you bowing to it, saying, thank you, my lucky stars, I am living now, right now. Of all times, this is the one now. The air ahead, all tongues, they are actually red, why don't you see it? And all will burn, my friend. Are you there? Where are you now? Is there a place to still be out there now, in the actual future, which came about after all? Because none of this will survive. Though from here, so sun-dappled in what we called ours, long strings of human eagerness and wonder, curiosity, hope, expectation, belief, under the skin, greed. Never mind that. Greed feeling its way into the hours. But the story above, so shiny. The whole prepared for the future soul nodding, saying, you're welcome. Yes, you're even more welcome. I'm letting you go now. Are you ready? I trust you to catch me. And the afternoon went on forever, and the path to the walled garden went on forever. The repast, the Sunday, the sunlight burning this leaf, then that one, the wine on the table burning, the bread, the thudding of the minutes, inaudible, of what's in the minutes, that greed, like a fleet of bombers, actually, as the empty path filled up with men, rows and rows stacked on the sides, bodies crying or no longer able to, a small path maintained for the stretcher carriers. But all of this still invisible, except in the brushstroke. The one with no legs saying to no one, what's this all about? Engines, sweat, memory of marching as one, huddled up till he's a rag now, calling for his mother, vital fluid seeping into the dirt, growling of plane circling low. What's got you, boy? Nerves got you, boy, till the path to this garden delivers its message. It's millions of faces crying medic, crying mom, one of them whispering, this was my home once, right in there, this hour, in our garden, where I look in my parents' eyes and see nothing but a world addressed face to face, nothing but the surfaces of things, unbreakable. All round us the sun perjuring itself, promising the world cannot turn on you, gold firing on every leaf and pane, ricochet of sunstrikes on glass, twig, stone, the wall of vines, all mouths whispering, here you are now, here you are, fill your glass, the promises shall be kept, and a quiet in the light, a quiet that cannot die, over our repast in the garden, my one fear that I would spill the glass in the conflagration of simplicities. Those who will never walk again on this earth. Those who will never walk again in the shadows of the garden. What did I become? Oh, the future said, this train can go faster than this track can withstand. Why not? We're heading out. It's speed which is carrying us now. The vehicle is an illusion. The bend up ahead you keep squinting into, you can forget it. After the bend, wonders. After the bend, the soul will be made to expand. Tongues, more tongues, so blue, whispering a little life, a little more. That's the ticket. That one day in the garden at the small table. It is coming on evening. The blossoms have just fallen, all of them, all at once. A gust just came through. We can still smell them. The earth is white with their silks. No decay taints or wrinkles mother, father, child. It must be Sunday. The sun has not yet gone. It fingers around the garden, tending, selecting. Who is this speaking here? The sun touches our jackets, where the small boy who is me must be hearing something unheard of. He wants to hear it. He raises his arms out to his sides as if to cry out, but does not. How happy we are, he thinks. How perfect they are. My arms rising mid-reach above the blossoms, my fingers stretching out, the evening, the blossoms, the sun descending. Soon there will be a smile. They will begin to smile their rare smile. All is what it seems. I am thinking. He is thinking. The painter is thinking. It is 1898. We are in the lull before history dissolves, before terror comes and demands its payment in full for what will not be delivered. We will not be delivered. Edouard Vuillard, Repast in a Garden, 1898.